All right, gang, let's jump into this shit. Before we jump into the meat of today's rotted sandwich, we got our super scientific counter. Read it and weep, fuck faces. We're almost there. We're just going to keep on going. But, gang, some updates. So, they found the guy who pancake blocked Charles Tiberius Kirk. Oddly enough, I hope you guys are seated for this. It wasn't a trans person, wasn't some black dude. Shocking, right? But I stand by what I said, obviously. You guys know me better than that. I'm not going to sit here and flip flop. I'm not going to mourn the death of Charlie Kirk, but I'm also not going to celebrate it. But I'm just not going to sit here and, act like this motherfucker was an angel. Again, you go to Fox and all these other outlets like that, boy, you would have thought Charlie Kirk was just top flight. He was a piece of shit. Let's make no mistake about it. Right. And of course, you guys know how it works on the motherfucking algorithm. You click on one thing, so YouTube just force feeds you. We're talking about a guy who not only despised Martin Luther the motherfucking King, he protested Juneteenth. Now, I know it's made its way out of the state of Texas, but for those of you that aren't aware, Juneteenth recognizes when Texas got the word 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the thing that freed the slaves, niggers, freed the slaves. Texas is so bass backwards, we're not too much better now. It took us 2 years to get that word. And so we have Juneteenth down here in the state of Texas, June the 19th. That's the day when we found out, oh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't own slaves anymore. And it's kind of seeped out of the state of Texas, and now it's getting national recognition. Charlie Kirk's not a fan of that, gang. No, he protested. He's straight sitting on some bullshit. This is the caliber of fuckface we're talking about, right? Again, show me the Christian, I will show you their Jesus. I can't stand Charlie Kirk's Jesus. I think he's a piece of shit. The fuckface protested the observation of the freeing of the slaves. I don't even know what to say to that, gang. I don't. But I can do a whole nother bit on how much I think Charlie Kirk was a trash human being. But, your boy Uncle Bobby is here for the hypocrisy, okay? The exact same people, the hardcore Trumplicans, those people on that tip, the exact same people who always cry, right? Just like, keep your politics out of my sport. Niggers just go out there and throw the ball. Brr, entertain me. Right? No social messaging. Well, you'll never guess what. Charlie Kirk got a moment of silence at a New York Yankees baseball game. Now, gang, I am not a fan of the evil empire. I can't stand the fucking Yankees. But let me tell you something. When you think professional sports franchises, that's like the Lakers. I can't stand these motherfuckers either, but the Dallas Cowboys, right? You think the New York Yankees. So this isn't some podunk, single A, banana league shit that you've never heard of. This is sports entertainment. They put his face on the Jumbotron, had everyone get up and observe a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. What happened to the whole keep your politics out of my sport? Right? Give me a fucking break. And I'm sorry. No, actually, no, I'm not sorry. You want to know about someone who, in my opinion, does not deserve a moment of silence like that? Charlie Kirk. Again, when he found out that as a nation we were going to start observing the day we freed the fucking slaves, he said, fuck all that. Fuck all that. He made sure everyone knew that he was going to go to work on June the 19th, because what a rubbish thing to observe. Donald Trump ordered flags to be flown at half-mast. Charlie Kirk's remains were transported back to his home state on Air Force Two. You guys go fuck yourselves. Let's look this up on the people's iPhone of knowledge. Wait for it. Wait for it. Presidential. You guys go fuck yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves there, fuck faces. Items belt, hashtag unprofessional. Come on. Okay. And apparently, I can never say the word posthumous. Charlie Kirk, according to Donald Trump, is going to get the Presidential Freedom Award. How do you say it? Presidential Medal of Freedom. It is the highest civilian honor that a president can bestow upon just regular old Joe. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks have this medal. Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, Jane Goodall, the lady with the apes and chimpanzees, Denzel Washington, Hillary Clinton, Bono. If I'm not mistaken, Arthur Ashe is on that list. Wow, they gave it to Megan Rapinoe. I remember that, actually. I remember that. Rosa Parks. Yeah, we got some. Bill Nye got that award. But, of course, everything Donald Trump touches just rusts. Just gets oxidizes, breaks down, and just rusts. He's going to give it to Charlie Kirk. You know who he gave it to before that? Rush Limbaugh. Again, Rush Limbaugh is the man who told a black woman, a black caller, take the bone out of your lip and then call me back. You got to be fucking kidding me, gang. Please go fuck yourself. Right? If anyone is not worthy of these honors, it is Charles fucking Kirk. The man was a shit stain. Again, I'm not going to mourn his death. I'm not going to celebrate his death. But you're not getting that weak shit across the plate on me. Going to sit here and play Bette Midler's Wind Beneath My Wings as you do the montage of Charlie doing good things. The man was shit. But again, I just had to point out that goddamn hypocrisy, right? Keep your politics out of my sport. And Charlie Kirk gets a moment of silence on one of the biggest stages sports has to offer. Okay. All right. Gang, the meat of today's rotted sandwich, the Christian God's a petty motherfucker. He just is. And for the one Christian that'll see this, no, I don't believe in a God, but God damn it, just say it like this so it's just easier to keep it. Shut the fuck up. He's a petty motherfucker, gang. He just is. And I need to go no further, Christians, than those 10 commandments that you guys love to jerk off to. I'm all over the place already, but here is a piece of feedback that I got. Mr. Burns. So this was to my Cliff Connectley, round 2. Christians, I do not know why you love Cliff Connectley. I do a video on him. You guys just come out of the goddamn woodwork. Galatians 6:7. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. You should have told that to Charlie Kirk. I'm so sorry you had bad experiences with Christians. I hope you find true happiness and purpose. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about that one. I am sorry you had bad experiences with Christians. Christians, you guys are under this fucked up ass belief that no one can be an atheist just based on logic. Right? What happened to you that was so bad? I'm sorry Christian treated you bad. I don't believe in the Christian God because, again, I've asked for proof. I was told pizza can take a nap. I said I'm not interested. Right? I'm not like this because Christians acted like assholes. Don't know how to tell you this, Christians. You don't hold the patent on asshole. You're pretty good at it, but you don't hold the patent. I hope you find true happiness and purpose. What makes you think I have it already? Right? Again, you got without God, you have no purpose. Well, okay, you find your God, and then what? Your purpose is now to spend an eternity on your knees, basically apologizing for being alive. Oh, yeah, don't sign me up for that bullshit at all. Give me a fucking break. I just had to put that one in there. But you Christians, we need to go no further than the 10 commandments to show how petty your God is. Again, we humans are so fucked up. We're so bass backwards. We're so fucking stupid that you have to write down all the rules for life down on a fucking piece of paper. And apparently, the top 10 are the greatest of all time. Nothing in there says how you should treat other people. Take care of your mental and emotional health. Eat right, exercise, get 8 hours of sleep, drink plenty of water, cheer for the New Orleans Saints. The important shit. No, the first four are all about this is God's dick, this is your mouth. Oh, I am the Lord your God, you'll have no other gods before. And by the way, the first four commandments are so important. If you think I'm bullshit, what I'm going to tell you to do, look that shit up. If you read the Cliff Note versions, you'll just see the first four. The first four are capital crimes. Did you guys know that? Look it up. You fuck up the first four, death, right? I'm the Lord your God and have no other gods before me. That's the first one. Now I'm going to get the order all fucked up, but no graven images. Don't say my name with the wrong tone of voice. We'll fix your fucking face, right? And oh yeah, my favorite day, depending on whether you're a Jew or a Christian, don't do a goddamn thing on my favorite day of the week. There you go, right? The first four are all about God, 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 God. Period in the fucking story. Nothing of that tells you how to act, right? Because again, if we're so fucking stupid, God gives us our purpose, but apparently our purpose is to jerk him off. That is petty. And I love it when you bring up the fact that the Bible says that he is a jealous God. Oh my God, to watch Christians sit there and backpedal and do the humada and all the bullshit to try to explain away a petty fucking emotion, right? I mean, holy ballsack, Batman. I just based on what it is I do for a living, I literally can't be around or have someone in my life who's jealous, right? I've seen it happen before. And I tell rookie trainers, you don't do it. You can't. My entire day is 8 hours a day of good looking women in scantily clad, skin tight clothing, right? And I still remember, I was trying to become a trainer at the time. And I saw one of the guys that, really guided me into business, Sean. And I'm sitting there and he's, talking to me about it and, what to do, what not to do, how to act and all this. Like, yeah, man, this is some good shit. And I can't remember how we got on the topic, right? But man, I'm trying to remember. But basically, my young 20-something-year-old ass, I'm like, man, you're just sitting around all these hot bitches. She's damn near, but who? And he's like, stupid rookie, shut the fuck up. And I remember Sean was like, dude, first and foremost, it's your job. You better change your fucking mindset or you're not going to last long in this business. Remember the good old days, gang, when the OGs would just straight up tell you the way a TI is, didn't give two fucks about your feelings and your safe spaces and what? Shut the fuck up. That was my old man moment. But he did. He was like, man, you better change your motherfucking mindset. You better do that like right fucking now. And the other thing he said, I still remember, it's like, it won't take long before what really turns you on will be just a woman in a regular old t-shirt, a baseball hat, and a pair of jeans. And I'm just this young hormone. You don't know me, motherfucker. He was right. I'm around hot, scantily clad women all day long. Right? My point is, if you have a jealous significant other, you are not going to last long in the fitness industry. That is not a trait you want in a mate. So why is that a trait that Christians, you try to defend in your timeless, spaceless, immaterial, disembodied mind? That is not a good quality. It's just not. And again, oh my fucking God. He's petty also because he's a wrathful bastard. They tell you that. It's in the goddamn book. If you die in your sin, you will face God's wrath. And I remember telling one of those Christian ladies that, was up my ass when she found out, I didn't believe in God at work. And I remember I was like, you ever notice how your God can't make a single move without wrath, fire, drowning, destruction, pain, torture? And I'm trying to remember what fucked up ass, excuse she gave me, but I stand by that. The Christian God cannot make a significant move without hurting somebody, without pancake blocking them. We're just going to start saying that instead of the other word because there's still a part of me that's real fucked up about losing my other channel, gang. I'm glad I'm back, and I'm glad you guys hung in there with me, but I was just sitting on some bullshit. I'll never know what happened. I'm not a fan of that. Back on topic. Wrath, jealousy. The motherfucker has this incredible message. And it's so important that you get the gist of this message sometime before you die. Because if you don't, boy, you are going to get fucked sideways without a drop of lube. And it's so important that Christians can't even agree on what that message is amongst themselves. There are tens of thousands of denominations of just Christianity, and they can't even agree on what the word is versus what the word isn't. I told you, I've sat there and I've heard Christian A tell me that Christian B is so, again, Christian B believes in God, the Jesus thing, pregnant virgins, talking snakes, all that. They may disagree on this and that, but the foundation of the bullshit, they all agree on it. But I've had this Christian tell me that that Christian is wrong. And not only are they so wrong, Robert, they're so wrong that when they die, they're going to be right next to you, burning in hell forever. Or let's pull our best Cliff Connectley. What do you mean by burning forever? Cliff Connectley, go fuck yourself. But again, the Christian God is just petty. And we're getting some more Christians watching this. And hey, way to go. Way to go. Watch it. Subscribe. Do all those things, right? But what are you going to say to that? Right? Are you going to tell me that God's living in my head rent free or whatever the fuck? I don't even give a shit. That is petty fucking behavior. Again, and I've said this for the longest time, the Christian proposition is always one pronoun away from being the worst person on the fucking planet. You take the description of the God character and put it on Frank, on Judy, on Thomas, on Samantha. You would hate that motherfucker. That person would be isolated, would have zero friends, be homeless because they wouldn't be trustworthy. No. I mean, holy shit, Glenn Close from fucking Basic Instinct. That's the Christian guy. I won't be ignored here, Dan. Wrathful. She took the little girl's bunny and chopped that motherfucker's head off and burled that shit. You guys remember that? Right? You'll have no other gods before me. He tried to kill Michael Douglas's wife. Right? Some really hot sex scenes, by the way. Getting some really hot fucking sex scenes. You guys remember that? Oh, long before Pornhub, we had Glenn Close, didn't we? Gen X, we're fucking survivors. You would not date Glenn Close. Close? What? Close from Basic Instinct. Why is it that when I think Glenn Close, I think of Yahweh? Right? Hey, the Christian guy, man, this is sitting on. I won't be ignored, Robert. This is okay. The Christian God's sitting on some bullshit, gang. Let's hit it with the Autobots transform and roll out. What do you see? This bullshit. Another blank screen. You want to know why? Uncle Bobby's a fuck face. Let's go over here. All right. Nope, not that one. Boy, am I a fuck face. Okay. There, Galatians. Oh, hey. North, that was you. Galatians 6:7. What a coincidence. Hey, maybe your God made me do this show. What do you think? I just belch, hashtag unprofessional. This is given to us by the good people over at Pastor Daniel. This motherfucker has 674,000 subs, gang. 1,400 likes, no dislikes. What are we going to do, gang? Because Uncle Bobby is petty. We're going to hit it with the down, 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 down. You got a thumbs down there, Pastor Daniel. Let's hit it with the blow up shoe. Now, gang, we've done videos like this before. I'm sure you guys have seen these fucked up ass videos too. But again, in order to show that, again, here's the petty nature again. Let's go back over here. Once again, this just demonstrates the petty nature of the Christian God, right? God, why don't you just come down, just split your head in between the clouds and say, I'm Yahweh. No, 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 right? In order to show that God exists, God waits for someone to apparently mock him. And that term gets used loosely, gang. He waits for someone to mock him, then he cracks their skull and gives them irreversible brain damage. You guys remember that comedian that we did a show on a while back? For my newcomers, there was this very or relatively tall woman who was wearing heels. Now, there's a reason why I'm telling you that. She was a comedian. Did she say, motherfuck the Christian God? No. Did she say Christians are stupid? No. I actually think she was a Christian. She was telling a joke about traveling during COVID. And that for whatever reason, it was something along the lines of every time she booked a show, it never got canceled. She was able to get on a plane and go. She never caught COVID. And she's sitting there and she's trying to say, I guess maybe the punchline of the joke is, God clearly loves me. Right? Again, all her shows were good to go. No one ever got COVID. She was good. And she was this tall woman. And she's like, and she faints. She's a tall woman. Now, if she was, let's say that's her feet and that's her head, she falls. It's not that far, but she's a tall woman and she's wearing heels. Boy, look at that. All that force. She fell backwards and hit the back of her skull. She cracked her skull and the force, and I remember them saying it, she cracked her eye. I can never say this word, the first orbital. She cracked her. She didn't fall face first. She hit the back of her head, and the force was so much, it cracked her eye orbital. Concussion. That is, by definition, brain damage. And all she said is, clearly God loves me the most. That's what they called mocking, right? I'm trying to remember where else it was, but like an entire block of Hollywood lost power for like 3 minutes. Ooh. Hollywood hates God. God said, no power for 3 minutes. Okay, come back on. Right? That is petty. The most powerful being in the unknown universe. He is stronger than strong. He's smarter than smart. He created a universe by talking to himself, and he has needs. And apparently his ultimate need is to have us need him. Gang, that's petty. Petty. Oh my God. Just, okay, let's go. I can, this is just, fuck this. Just, you guys ready? Let's roll the tape.
There are celebrities who laughed at Jesus, mocked his name, and treated the cross as a joke. For a while, they seemed untouchable, rich, famous, adored. But time and time again, their lives ended in darkness, scandal, and tragedy. These are not just stories of fame going wrong. These are chilling reminders.
Okay, pause the tape. Daniel, go fuck yourself. Have you ever heard of this thing called life? Have you ever heard of this thing called life? Sometimes people die, and sometimes people die tragically. John Lennon. I saw that name. And apparently he was pancake blocked. You know who was pancake blocked just 2 days ago at the time of this recording? Charlie Kirk, who apparently could not keep his fingers out of God's butthole while he gave him a single-handed bobert. He was pancake blocked. The only good news for Mrs. Kirk, Charlie Kirk didn't feel anything, gang. He didn't. I'm not a doctor. But that looked like an artery. It did. I told y'all during that show, that blood was a foot race to see how fast it could leave Charlie's body, right? So they're saying, oh, he's in critical condition. He's gone. He's gone. For that, I've got no jokes. He got pancake blocked the exact same way John Lennon got pancake blocked. Why aren't you doing a show about Charlie Kirk getting pancake blocked? You want to know why? It doesn't fit your narrative. Pac was pancake blocked. John Lennon was pancake blocked. Kanye West, or what are they? God gave him bipolar mood disorder. I don't know. But again, you are finding just random stories of violence and misfortune and saying, well, that person wasn't a Christian or that person wasn't a real Christian, therefore bad things happen. Let me tell you something, Danny. You can find Christians who either got pancake blocked the exact same way or have misfortune. It's called life, Danny. It's called life. Roll the tape.
Of what happens to those who mock God and the tragic ends that follow.
Really?
In 2005, Sarah Silverman built her career on shock humor. She wasn't just trying to
pause the tape. You file this under not for nothing. I do not know why, but gang, there's a handful of Jesus Christ. One, I just love women. I do not, Jewish women. I cannot explain it. I have never seen, on a scale of 1 to 10, I have never seen a Jewish woman who wasn't at least a 13 and a half. I don't know what it is. So Sarah Silverman, at this stage, I am trying hard not to lick my fucking screen. Roll the tape.
And to be funny, she was pushing boundaries, mocking what was sacred. On stage in her special Jesus is Magic, she sneered into the camera and said something shocking.
I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. I'd do it again in a second.
The audience erupted in laughter and the world cheered her on. To them, it was edgy. To her, it was fearless. But in reality, it was open mockery of the Son of God who hung.
Pause the tape. Really? Oh my God. Hold on, can I blow this up a little bit more? Why does my screen look so tiny? Oh, no, let's put you back where I found you. All right, gang, do me a favor and please go fuck yourself. Really? A joke? According to you Christians, Jesus defeated death, but he's going to get butthurt over a joke. If you lack the ability to die, but a joke bothers you, let me tell you something about your boy Uncle Bobby. There's a known fact for at least people that know my former life as an athlete. Every once in a while, I'll get did you play football or something along those lines? And it's just who I am. I always downplay it. And it's the person next to me that will rattle off all my stats and my awards, right? It's like, well, did you play football? I was like, yeah, I mean, I was pretty good in high school. I'll say something like that. It's just not my style. If it's relevant to a show, I'll bring it up like now. But I don't lead off with, I was a big-time football star. I always play it down. As probably something I get from my dad. But literally, it's like, Matt, you really play football? It's like, yeah. I mean, in high school, I was pretty good. I'm not lying, but I'm also not jerking off about, what it is I've done. And that's just me. Right? I mean, oh, God. This was a long time because I remember who said it. And she wasn't into sports, and I never brought it up with her at work. And when someone that's why, because she was from Philadelphia and I signed with the Philadelphia Eagles coming out of college. And you didn't know he was with the Eagles. And I remember that person left after rattling off some of the things I had done. And she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was like, it's not important. That's just me. Just apparently sin-filled piece of shit Robert, who deserves and apparently is going to go to hell and be tortured forever. I just downplay my shit, right? Are you a black belt? Yeah, I've got a black belt. That's it, right? But a joke about a guy who cannot die. A guy, we tried, and the shit didn't take. He can't die, but he gets ruffled because someone made a joke. Roll the tape.
On a cross for sinners like you and me, and mocking Christ is never without consequence. Sarah's career exploded. TV shows, late night appearances, red carpets, and a massive following. People adored her. She was considered untouchable, but rebellion against God always has a breaking point. By 2016, at the height of her fame, everything changed. She suddenly collapsed. Doctors discovered she had a rare, life-threatening condition called epiglottitis. She was rushed into the ICU, intubated, and unable to breathe on her own. Later, she admitted she came terrifyingly close to death. In a moment, the laughter stopped.
Pause the goddamn tape. Christians, is this what you jerk off to? Are you on this guy's side? Because if so, fuck you. Are you kidding me? I said about 3 shows ago, if someone came up, Uncle Bobby, no, for real, now you got to sit down, man. This is straight sitting on some bullshit. Joe, he's gunning for you. He says he's going to whip your monkey ass. He is going to slap the taste out of your mouth. I mean, he's the toughest second grader in the second grade. You guys like, hold on. Run that last part by me again. Did you just tell me that Joe's in the second grade? Well, yeah. It's like, stop talking. Stop talking. You don't understand, Uncle Bob. He said he's going to go heels on. He's going to fuck you all the way up. Run up one side of you, down the other, up your butthole, through your mouth. He said he's going to fuck you up. But he still doesn't know long division. Doesn't weigh 100 pounds. Please stop using English words out of your mouth. I'm not going to pay attention to that bullshit. I'm not. And again, this is just me. The Christian God is the definition of petty. Sarah Silverman cracked a joke. Okay, let's say she cracked 15 jokes about Christianity. And instead of God just coming down and saying, hey, Sarah, look, I know you're a Jew and all. That's sitting on some bullshit. You need to get on this Christianity tip like right now, because if you don't, I'm going to burn you in hell forever. Then I'm going to blame you. But let's have a talk, Sarah. Just so you know, I'm okay. I don't really like you joking about me. So if it's okay, could you not joke about me, please? Instead of doing that, he almost pancake blocks her. No, Christians, please put it in my comments and tell me how it is. I don't understand Christianity. A life-threatening disorder. She could not breathe on her own. And according to Daniel here, it's because she made a joke about a man who literally, according to you guys, can't die. No. Tell me how it is the Christian God isn't petty. Roll the tape.
The applause couldn't save her. Fame couldn't protect her. But that wasn't the end. In 2019, a major scandal surfaced. A sketch from 2007 where she painted her face black to stereotype African Americans. She had once been feared for pushing the boundaries, but now the very same world that celebrated her fearlessness turned against her. She was fired from a major film room the night before filming began. Her career, once soaring, began to crumble. The applause she once lived for was gone.
Jesus Christ. Okay, like I said, there's this thing called life. Comedians take chances. Now, again, I said I got a thing for Jewish chicks. If Sarah Silverman came knocking on my door wearing blackface, calling me a nigger at the top of her lungs, but then said, Robert, you want to go on a date? I'd be like, I'm canceling all this shit. Absolutely, goddamn right I am. But comedians push the envelope. They take chances. And yeah, sometimes it falls flat. Sometimes it falls fucking flat. Okay, you want to say she lost her career of that and that was God punishing her? Okay, again, there's this thing called life. Dean Cain, Scott Baio, Kevin Sorbo, according to them, their career went south because apparently Hollywood found out they were Christians. They sucked at acting. And so Sarah apparently mocked God, lost her career. Christians admit that they're Christians, they lose their career. You see what I'm saying, Daniel? Christians in my comment section, do you see what I'm saying? How do you know, one, are you being punished for God? And the other one is whatever the fuck you want to call it. I call that life, okay? Sometimes you get sick. Some people just don't get sick at all. Some people take a comedic chance and the shit pays off. Sometimes you do it and the shit goes tits up. It's called life. Roll the tape.
And then came the most crushing blow of all. In 2023, both her father and stepmother passed away just 9 days apart. The two people that had raised her were gone.
Pause the tape and fuck this motherfucker. Fuck you, and fuck you. Are you kidding me? Now you're saying because she told a joke about a dude who can't die, God pancaked her parents, took her career, and almost pancake blocked her. Oh, gang, the Christian God is the pettiest of petty motherfuckers. I can't, yes, I can. Again, they're so addicted to being the last person standing in a debate, to have the last word, to do all that bullshit. He reviewed this game tape, gang, and said, this is tremendous. And he hit the send button. I mean, I'm going to keep going. I don't want to. But, I mean, if this does not reek of petty, I don't know what does. Roll the tape.
Forever within days of each other. She confessed she was overwhelmed with grief and unable to comprehend the loss. Sarah Silverman once mocked Jesus.
Pause the tape. First, that's a great pause because I get to see Sarah. I lost someone that I've known for 30 plus years during COVID. This person was a Christian, practicing believer. He got COVID. He got tubed. He died. I don't even think 2 weeks later, his wife got COVID. She got tubed. She died. They were both believers in Christ. The story's worse. They had a freshman and college-age daughter and about a sophomore or junior-age son in high school. Both those kids lost their parents. Their parents died as Christians. They died Christians who caught COVID. They got tubed. Their lungs never recovered. They passed away. Sarah mocked God and lost her parents. Let's call Stephanie and Stephen. They were Christians, caught COVID and died. Sarah doesn't have any parents. These two kids don't have parents anymore. She's not a Christian. That family is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Roll the tape.
Jesus, and the crowds laughed. But now her story is no longer marked by humor. It is marked by sorrow.
It's called
Sarah
life.
mocked Christ and faced scandal, sickness, and grief. But she wasn't the only one. Another star, adored by millions of young fans, would also face the cost of mocking God. Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande, the pop princess with the golden voice.
God damn.
She sold out arenas.
One, pause the tape. I know nothing about. I know the name, but God damn, she looks tiny. Is it just me? I mean, I'm a big guy. I don't have my football bulk anymore. But God, maybe I'm just used to seeing me, but she looks like she can fit in my shoe. This child is tiny. I know the name. She's a singer, right? That's all I know about her. So let's see how she mocked God. Come on, Ariana, talk to me.
Princess with a golden voice. She sold out arenas, shaped fashion, and
Pause the tape. She is tiny. I think that hair on her head weighs more than this child does. This little girl is small. Let's get another drink. You know what I think I need to start doing? I think I need to bring like an ice chest, like right here. That way I can just, yeah. But until then, talk amongst yourselves there, fuck faces. Gang, Pastor Daniel is fucking horrible. This is a dude who actively searched. I just built hashtag a professional. He actively searched and found these stories and then just made up some bullshit and said, oh yeah, by the way, they mocked God, therefore this, and this. But again, this is what happens when you're talking to someone whose worldview does not walk hand in hand with reality. When you believe in the supernatural, you look for it and you find it everywhere. Again, at the end of the Sarah Silverman story was what? She lost her parents. My friend and his wife left 2 kids behind. They were practicing Christians at the time of their death. What's the fucking difference? There isn't any. It's called life, Danny. It's called life. Sometimes shit just fucking happens. And you just gotta fucking roll with it. Stop making up doo-doo ass explanations. Fuck. Roll the tape.
Influenced millions around the world. To the world, she was untouchable, young, rich, and adored. But
Okay.
behind the flashing lights was a dangerous pattern.
Uh-oh.
In 2015, she was caught on camera licking donuts she hadn't bought and saying this disturbing thing. Headlines brushed it off.
Okay, pause the tape. Okay. First and foremost, I've got no excuses for that. And I would know. That's some bullshit. So how old is Ariana Grande? Now she's a child, gang. I'm not making excuses, but that became a trend. People were going into stores and ended up getting arrested for assault. And what again? Just young people do fucked up shit. You know the only difference between, I don't know, what is she? Let's say 20 years old. The difference between 20-year-olds today and 20-year-olds in 1989, we didn't have iPhones. I'm not going to say my generation did the donut and the licking shit and the whatnot, but we did stupid shit, gang. We did. We just didn't record it. And we were smart enough to keep, if you did something fucked up, you kept that shit under wraps. But we didn't have social media. So these kids are different. So, newsflash, young, stupid kid does something young and stupid. Now, if there's a law that is broken, you're goddamn right. And I co-sign it. She should be prosecuted. And I can't remember where it was, but it was a Walmart where it just became the Target store for some reason. They would go to the frozen food section, find ice cream, but they would film it and post it because of them stupid challenge. Some of them got arrested for assault. If Ariana Grande broke the law, she needs to be arrested. Okay? That's not God. She's young and stupid. Which does not skip a generation, apparently. We all did stupid shit. Roll the tape.
Off as careless, but it revealed something deeper. Contempt for the very values she was raised around. A country once built on Christian truth, morality, and a reverence for God.
Pause the tape. Jesus, titty fucking Christ. Again, this guy, he looks old enough to know. Okay, I can go back as far as the 1960s and early 70s, Vietnam War era. It was not uncommon for people to say, I hate America. True story. Let's go. I'm tired of looking at his fucking face. So my dad does not talk about Vietnam, but I remember one of the stories that he did tell me was, I think twice, him coming back from Vietnam to stateside. They told the American soldiers, look, you're going to get off this plane and you're going to be met with some hostility. People are going to try to spit on you. So be careful. Then they told the American black GIs, you get the bonus package. You get the bonus package. Not only are you a baby killer, you're a nigger. So you are really going to get it. And so you have an opportunity. I think they said the white guys got to go, I think, like under, like where the baggage shit went, where your luggage would come down and then do right. They made the black guys walk around outside the airport, right? And so my point is, in the 60s and the 70s, we were still saying, I hate America. This is nothing new, Daniel. Fast forward to my generation in high school. The first Gulf War. Again, for those of you that were not military kids, that was the first time you guys heard about General Schwarzkopf and General Powell. For those of us that were military kids, we were like, that guy, right? Back then, the narrative was George Bush is simply doing this to get some motherfucking oil. The second Gulf War conflict was because George Jr. wanted to get revenge for George Sr. You know what the common saying was? I hate America, right? And I remember getting into it with a teammate of mine in high school, John. His actual name, no, I'm not saying his last name. You guys go fuck yourselves. And I remember it was after practice, and we're showering up, and he said, I hate the troops. I hate America. Okay, wrong thing to say. You want to know why? Where I went to high school, there was Randolph Air Force Base, Fort Sam Houston. My high school fed those kids, Air Force kids and Army brats. That's where we went to school. I would say 30% of our dads were over there. I was lucky. I was like, oh, thank God, not my dad. Oh, you're fuck. So you just kept your mouth shut. Have your opinion, but you got to understand, there are people in that locker room whose dads may not come back. Now's not the time. And I remember I got in his fucking face. It's like, well, I'm allowed to have an opinion. It's like, you're right, numbnuts. His dad may not come back. So shut the fuck up. I'll never forget that day for as long as I live. Fast forward, so that's the 80s, early 90s, right? I mean, we have always had, go to the BLM marches, shit like that. We have always, Daniel, my point is, there's always been a decade in this country where you can find young people who, and it's their constitutional right? Just like I don't think Charles Tiberius Cook should have died for his opinion. These kids should be able to voice theirs, right? Now, again, know your audience because you just may get some kickback. But my thing is, this is nothing new. Nothing new. And again, this whole bullshit that we were a Christian nation, we were also a slave-owning nation. We were also a nation where women could not hold credit until the year I was born nation. If you just really want to go down this road on what you're Asian, Danny. You're Asian. Holy shit. Dude, you need to be on my side. This whole make America great. Please go fuck yourselves. Let's blow up Shuate. This video is literally 2 weeks old, 13 days old. Daniel, you need to stop saying that. You are living under an administration whose tagline is Make America Great Again. Do you not remember what this country did to Asian people not too terribly long ago? Okay, roll the tape.
From there, her shows leaned even harder into rebellion. Sensual lyrics, provocative outfits, what once looked innocent quickly shifted into a celebration of sin. Pride flags waved high at her concerts, raised as banners of defiance.
Pause the tape. Oh my God. That's your problem with this young lady. She thinks gay people should be treated with equality, dignity, and fairness. Oh no, Daniel, anything but that. Again, Christians, we're not going to make it through this goddamn tape. 66 books in that Bible, 613 total commandments. Your God hates everything, but the one thing you're going to go heels on is don't be gay. Okay, roll the tape.
Against the God who created the rainbow as a sign of his promises.
Great.
What was holy was twisted into a spectacle, and what God calls sin was openly celebrated. And then in one moment, everything came crumbling down.
Really?
On May 22nd, 2017, during her Dangerous Women tour in Manchester, just as fans were leaving, an explosion tore through the crowd. 22 lives were lost, hundreds more were injured. A night meant for music and joy collapsed into chaos and terror.
Pause the tape. Gang, I am almost glad I'm doing this show, even though this is kicking me in my nut. Because Ariana Grande licked donut, said she hates America, wore skimpy clothes, and thinks gay people should be treated equally. God killed 22 people, pancake blocked 22 people at this woman's concert. This is the definition of petty. Roll the tape.
Ariana was left shaken, broken, and traumatized. She canceled shows, withdrew from the spotlight. She admitted she was haunted by PTSD. In an instant, the glamour of fame meant nothing.
Yeah, pause the tape. It's because she's a human. Something really bad happened at one of her shows, and that child was terribly shaken. That's called being a human. She was terribly shaken, Daniel, because your God pancake blocked 22 people at her show because she thinks gay people should be treated with dignity and respect. I'm going to say that again. Your God pancake blocked 22 people at Ariana's show because she believes that gay people should be treated with dignity and respect. Christians, please hit me up in my comments and tell me how it is I'm wrong that the Christian God is not petty. Roll the tape.
Here we are reminded.
I got
of
one
God's
more in me,
divine
gang.
warning.
Holy shit.
Life is fragile, judgment is certain, and no amount of fame or fortune can shield us from the reality that one day we will stand before Him. But even after the tragedy, old patterns returned. The music pressed on, provocative displays, flaunting rebellion. And behind the curtains, her private life was crumbling. One failed relationship after another, anxiety that would
Pause the tape. Oh, that has never happened before. Yeah, young people falling in love in a second and breaking up 5 minutes after, because that has never happened before. And struggles with anxiety. Here is, I don't know, let's give her a lot of credit. Say she's 23 years. I don't know. But you've got a young lady who's still a fucking child, thrust into the spotlight, fame, fortune, all of that. Yeah, there's going to be some anxiety. Yeah. It's got to be hard. I'm sure it's fun having all that money, but it's probably a little bit fucking difficult. Managing schedules. She probably has employees. Yeah. That's called normal for being someone in that position. Roll the tape.
Would not let her rest, and mental health unraveling under the very fame that once seemed like a dream. Ariana Grande once mocked what was sacred, and the crowds cheered. But her story is no longer one of glory, it is one of warning. The girl the world worshipped was drowning in the very fame that she chased. Ariana Grande mocked God's holiness and flaunted pride, only to face chaos and heartbreak. But decades earlier, another global superstar thought he was greater than Jesus himself, John Lennon.
I knew it. Here we
John
go.
Lennon, the face of the Beatles, a global icon, one of the most famous men to ever live. To the world, he wasn't just a musician, he was a cultural revolution. Crowds screamed his name, and records shattered sales. The Beatles were everywhere, shaping fashion, speech, and even politics. To millions, Lennon and his band were seen as gods. But in 1966, he crossed the line. In an interview, Lennon looked at the world and declared, "We're more popular than Jesus now."
Oh my God. Pause the fucking tape. We're more popular than Jesus. Gang, I put that right next to the second grader coming up saying, hey, man, I hear you can fight. Kid, where's your mom? Why are you talking to me? I want to fight you. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I hope your mom or your dad comes and finds you. Just go. Right? Again, a man who apparently, a timeless, spaceless, immaterial, disembodied mind who literally cannot die, who's got the magic powers, got that kind of juice that he sat on a cloud alone for 6 days and talked this vast universe into existence. One man stands up and says, I'm more popular than Jesus. Now, again, God is that strong. He could stop, in case you guys weren't aware, the 1,000-year war, the battle over the Gaza, that's been going on for, a couple of decades, maybe? Okay. And God could show his might by like, you know what? No more Gaza. We're done. No more killing over there, sitting on some bullshit. God could come down and be like, cancer used to be, whoop, whoop, no more cancer. Fuck all that bullshit, right? Give me a break. What's that? Poverty? Not anymore. Everyone's got money. Everybody, right? No. Instead, one man said, we're more popular than Jesus. And that's what God pays attention to. So he pancake blocks John Lennon as a result. Okay, roll the tape.
Now,
Christianity will go. It will vanish and shrink. I needn't argue about that. I'm right and I'll be proved right. We're more popular than Jesus now.
this statement shocked the globe. Christians burned Beatle records in protest. Radio stations banned their music. Pastors warned of divine judgment. Lennon tried to brush it off with a half-hearted apology, but he never seemed to take mocking Jesus or the people he offended seriously. Instead of repentance, he spiraled deeper. Drugs, affair, and a consuming obsession with Yoko Ono, a Japanese singer who became his mistress and later his wife. In chasing her, he abandoned his family and dismissed Christianity as ordinary, outdated, and irrelevant. By 1971, he released Magic.
Pause the tape. A man had an affair and married his side chick. Do you think that's the first time that's ever happened? Or are you serious? You just want to go down the road? Fuck, let's go no further. Let's go over here. You guys remember Jerry Falwell Jr., right? Now, he hasn't been pancake blocked, but again, I did an entire show on it when it happened because I thought that shit was hilarious. The leader of Liberty University, a Trumper, his, family legacy of, mega churches and all this other bullshit. Well, guess who's got a kink? And there's nothing wrong with it. But Jerry Falwell Jr. is a cuck. He is. It's not how I get down, but it's how he gets down. And if everyone in there is good to go, then knock yourself out. They literally found a pool boy and like, hey, do me a favor. Oh, What do you want? Turn down service? You want what do you want? More mints on your pillows in the hotel? It's like, nah, you see my wife? Well, yeah. Think she's attractive? Yeah, I mean, Mrs. Falwell's an attractive woman. Why? I want you to go over there and rearrange her guts. Why are you serious? Yeah, dude, fuck her. It's like, okay, are you fucking my wife? It's fucking man. Do you think a sexual indiscretion, I'm using that term loosely, do you think that's rare to people who mock Jesus? Carl Lentz, the mega pastor. You guys remember that fucker, the Justin Bieber guy? This is not. Christians, do me a favor. Please go fuck yourselves. So desperate are you to make a point. Again, because you believe in the supernatural, you will attach it to anything. Oh, this is just some bullshit, gang. God damn. Let's wrap this up. Roll the tape.
A song that became an anthem of a generation.
Yeah.
A vision of a world without God, without heaven, without religion. Millions sang along to his rebellion against God, echoing his words, "Imagine no religion too." But dreams built on mockery do not last. On the chilling night of December 8th, 1980, everything came crashing down. Outside of his Manhattan apartment, Lennon was confronted by Mark David Chapman, a fan who once admired him and claimed to be a Christian. That night, Lennon was hit with 4 bullets and rushed to hospital. Doctors tried.
Pause the tape. So, because John Lennon mocked God, this was God's plan, right? So God sent another Christian to pancake block him because of the song Imagine. Gang, if you can find a reason to dislike the song Imagine, there is something wrong with you. I would play it right now, but I don't want another strike on my channel. Wrap this up. Roll the tape.
But they did not save him. He was only 40 years old. David Chapman, in his own words, believed he was on a divine mission to pay back Lennon for mocking Christ. John Lennon had gained the world, fame, money, power. But in mocking Christ, he lost the one thing that mattered most, his soul. The man who thought he was greater than Christ was gone in an instant. But years later, another star rose to fame, crowned himself a god, and mocked Christ on stage. His name, Kanye West.
Pause the tape, in the tape. You know what, gang? Let's say this right here. For those of you that have listened to me for even a little bit, you know how much I can't fucking stand. I'm not listening. Fuck Kanye. I don't give 2 shits. Gang, holy shit, that was fucking terrible. Gang, Uncle Bob's only actually giving you 2 big motherfucking problems. So as a result, Uncle Bob, you give you 2 big motherfucking solution. Right-wing hypocrisy, shut the fuck up. Again, I will not celebrate the death, nor will I mourn the death of Charles Tiberius Kirk. What I will tell you is I'm not going to sit here and watch people paint this man out to be the mother of all saints. He was horrible, absolutely vile. He never missed an opportunity to kick more venom and more bullshit. If you can find a reason to be upset that Black people were, goddamn, maybe it's because I mock God. If you can find a reason to be mad at the day we freed the slaves, do not say shit to me. But more to the point, for the crowd that continues to talk about keep your social issues out of my sports, again, when you think professional sports franchises, whether you love them or you hate them, you can't think professional sports without thinking about the goddamn Yankees. They had a moment of silence for a hate-filled toad, an absolute fucking racist asshole who disliked Martin Luther fucking King. Do I need to go any further than that? The hypocrisy is fucking tremendous. Colin Kaepernick took a knee because a white veteran said, you should do that. Some way, somehow, we never mention the white veteran who was also an NFL alumni. He was. Look it up. told Colin Kaepernick, if you want to be respectful, take a knee. If you want to be respectful, take a knee. What did the right? Oh, he's disrespecting, disrespect. He hates our country, disrespect the flag, love it or leave it. A white veteran who played in the NFL told him this was respectful. But for the crowd who says, keep your social issues and your politics out of sports, holy shit. Gang, up next and lastly, but not leastly, the Christian God being a petty fuckface, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Pastor Daniel, you are horrible. First and foremost, again, when your worldview is sitting on some bullshit, when you believe in magic, you go looking for it. You go looking for it, right? Everything he named, though tragic, was this thing called actual life. John Lennon got pancake blocked. Okay? Ariana Grande, she hit some hard times. Sarah Silverman, apparently she told a joke about Jesus. God gave her a disease that stopped her from breathing without assistance. Apparently she lost some shows, and God pancake blocked her parents because she told a joke about a guy who couldn't die, who can't fucking die. That's petty. Again, people randomly come up and like, hey, we heard you played football. I played a couple downs. Yeah. Now, if someone's next to me who knows my history, like, look, he's down playing it. He did this. But if you ask me, I'll be like, yeah, I played. Yeah. Hey, someone told me you're a black belt. I've got a black belt. Yeah. Right? That's just me. That's just me. God created a universe by talking to himself. Stronger than strong, smarter than smart, but he's got needs. And his ego is so fragile that if you tell a joke, he'll pancake block your parents. Right? If you make a comment saying religion is irrelevant, we are bigger than Jesus, God's going to make you have an extramarital affair, and then he's going to have a Christian pancake block you. The most powerful being in the universe is jealous. He has needs. And apparently his need is nonstop double-handed Boberts, lubricated fingers up the butthole. No. Once again, Christians, do me a favor, put it in my comments and tell me how it is. I don't understand the mind of God, the Blasey and the Glavinoids. Please give me a Bible quote and all the bullshit. Then I want you to rewind and watch this tape again. If you would not accept this kind of behavior out of your next door neighbor, why the fuck are you accepting this bullshit out of the God they forced you to worship? All right, gang, the big guy's held you long enough. He's signing the fuck off. Gin and Truth, let's go.